Hello, my friends. I have my buddy's Murray lawn rider tractor here. It's been sitting for about 4 years. It's been neglected. He didn't know that you should preserve the fuel and such, and these type of things. Any kind of small engine, for that matter. Always use fuel stabilizer in the fuel when you're not using it in the off season. So I'm going to shoot a little video here on how to correct this problem when that thing happens. Okay, the fuel often goes bad. Okay, this gas tank here had probably just below the half line there, full of bad stale fuel. So I've this fuel line here going to it. It connects up here to the carburetor on this little yellow little connection here. That was entirely plugged. I could actually take the compressor, the blower attachment, this thing here, and I blew that back and cleared the line, but there was still something caught in. You'll notice too that sometimes the rubber on these things, after a while, when it sits with bad gas, the chemical reaction, I guess, with the rubber, it breaks down, and the rubber will actually turn to a gum. Not good. So anyway, I was able to cut this one back. We're not in a position right now to go out and get new fuel line, so fortunately I was able to cut it back up here and reconnect it to the tank to make that hose connection again, and it seems to be fine. We will have to get new line later. So in term, I'm going to continue on here and show you what needs to be done to be able to get this machine up and going again. 5 years later. Anyway, so I just thought of taking this video and just kind of thought of it now. Well, hey, I better get my camera here and I'll continue here. So anyway, look inside that carburetor. That is just all gum and goo, and that's gone through everything in this carburetor. There's little tiny jet passages that are probably plugged up with a gummy shit. Like this stuff is yuck, it's gooey. So, and that's what's preventing this thing from running. I'll probably guarantee you 100% I will get this machine running. So anyway, I'm going to continue here, and I've just taken out one of the bolts. I've actually took out this whole shield that went here like this. I've removed that. You can see up top there's little screws. It's pretty simple. Take that off first, and there was one bolt here which I've already taken out. Okay, and there's another one there I'm going to take out as well. And I'm going to pull the carburetor off, and I'll have to take it in the house, sit at the table, and dismantle this thing. And I have a can of carburetor cleaner, and I will dismantle this carburetor and clean it out, and also use compressed air with this little gadget here, and that'll clean this all out. Reassemble it again, and it should run like brand new. I'm pretty good at this stuff. Anyway, I'm just going to put it on pause here, and I'll continue with the next steps thereafter. Okay, we're rolling again here. I've just dismantled the carburetor from the intake manifold. That's the intake manifold here. That goes into the head of the engine, right? Fuel comes in, air comes in here, mixes in the carburetor, gets sent out into the engine where the spark plug fires it, and away the engine runs. Buck, buck, buck. Anyway, I've got these little linkages up here. I've got to disconnect, and the carburetor is totally disconnected. So there's actually only 1, 2, and then the fuel line, and it comes off. As simple as that. So anyway, I'm going to pause again and remove that carburetor. Okay, we're rolling again here. Carburetor's removed. You see all that, how dirty that is. I'm going to spray that off with a carburetor cleaner and use that compressed air gadget there I showed you earlier. And I'm going to clean it off externally first. Always a good idea. Always. Because when I get it apart, start cleaning the inside, I certainly don't need any extra contaminants to get caught up in the jets and these things. So this isn't the best camera I'm using, but I'm sure you can see what I'm doing. That's the part that goes into the engine. That's the intake part there. There's the throttle flap for choking and getting the gas in the thing. Anyway, I think I'll get this thing running as new, so I'm just going to prepare to clean this thing with carburetor cleaner. I've only got one set of hands, so I wish I could show you what I'm doing there. You're just going to spray the cleaner on there, and if you have like an old toothbrush, works excellent for helping scrubbing this shit off. So, however, I will continue. I'm going to pause again, guys, and I'll be back. Hi, guys. Sorry, I may have a part 2 to this. I don't know why I set my camera for a while there to run in and grab a toothbrush here. And it looks like I've got to start the video again and maybe add a second part or even a third part to it. So anyway, yes, I went in and I'm actually using a mix of WD, and I'm actually using brake cleaner. I mean, you could use the carburetor cleaner, throttle body cleaner. However, either or works good. The thing with brake cleaner here, it evaporates very quickly but does a very thorough job of cleaning. So if you notice here, that's the inside of the float bowl, which that goes on the bottom of the carburetor. That's the float right there. As the gasoline comes in, the float there shuts the needle that stops the gas from incoming. If it didn't do that, then the engine would flood with gas and wouldn't run. But you see the shit that's on that rusty looking shit there? I mean, that's the kind of thing there that will plug up jets. I mean, this has got a combination of dirt and gum and goo that's keeping this machine from running. Like, look at this, man. Like, see that? Oh my God, that's rust inside that. And you know, you add gas in that, and I guarantee you will not get a puff or a fart out of that machine at all. It just won't run because no gas mix will get into the engine. So anyway, I'm going to continue here. I'm basically trying to scrub the external here before I take it inside and dismantle the thing totally. So we'll pick up again from there. I'm going to pause it again and hopefully it fucking holds. Sorry for the language. Oh, back again here. See, I've got this toothbrush and I'm going to clean all that rust and shit out of there. It's very important. So I also got a little Dremel tool I've got out here that I'm going to use. Like Dremels are just little moto tools there with little wire wheel attachments, because I'm going to need to clean this out entirely. It should look, see the outside of that bowl? That's how that should look on the inside. So I'm going to continue here and get it all cleaned up, and I'll be back with you momentarily. Alright, back again. I got this little Dremel moto tool. Oh, it's the cat's ass. It's got a little wire wheel on it, and I'm just going inside. So I wish I had an extra set of hands or somebody here to hold the camera for me, because I'd like to show you how I use these tools to clean and stuff here. Not doing not bad for one hand, but I'm using this little Dremel because it's so small, has a wire wheel, and I'll be able to remove most of that rust and corrosion inside the float bowl here. So yeah, it's a pretty cool tool. You know what? I can fix damn near anything on this planet, but I don't have one of these in my multi-tool collection that I have. And you know what? I really got to break down and get one of these little things, because there's just so many various attachments for grinding and doing all sorts of different things. So anyway, I'll be back, guys. Shut this guy off. Oh, a little hard to do with one hand. Okay, I'll see you in a bit, guys. Oh, looks like we're rolling again, guys. I just used the Dremel tool, and as you can see, it's oh geez, it looks like my focus is out a little bit here. I don't know why that is, but anyway, you can see it starting to shine on the inside of the bowl, so that's better. You know, had you taken something like this into the shop, it would be awfully expensive. I mean, you know, I understand they have a big overhead and employees to pay and all that other shit. But anyway, doing it at home, I mean, you could probably, in the shop, as I was saying, trying to say, is that they wouldn't even bother likely with that. they'd likely just order you a new bowl unless they had it in stock, and just install a new clean bowl on there. I mean, they don't want any comebacks, and I do understand. But I mean, I'll probably be okay with this too. I'm going to try and get most of that out as I can. I've used the Dremel and loosened up all the loose stuff there, so it should be okay. In the event that, after the machine's running and it stops, I can guarantee you that maybe some of this stuff may have accumulated. It'll turn into like a fine powdered sediment mixed with the fuel and get caught up in the jets. Like, see that one right there, that little hole there? That's the main jet that goes up into the intake and such. And however, this is the inlet tube here where the gasoline comes into the carburetor, and this float, there's a little needle that goes oh shit, geez, I can't even see her, that goes up and down basically, and that passage there needs to be cleaned out. There's a little pin here that I have to pull out, and then this float thingy here will come off, and then I'll be able to pull the jet needle out and clean that passage through there clean too. But all in all, like I said, it'll probably run just fine. Could last years, but if it ever stopped running again because of not sufficient fuel delivery, then it'd probably be just a little bit of sediment that loosened and got in there again. But I mean, this is saving hundreds of dollars by doing this yourself, and it is very simple. I fortunately through the years have had a lot of mechanical experience amongst many other things in my life, and I'm very fortunate I can make money a million different ways. So anyway, I'm going to pause again. I'm going to clean the outside of this, and then we'll have a look at the thing further when I get to that stage. So see you in a bit. Oh, here I go again. Damn, what the hell's the matter with the focus on this fucking thing? Jeez, I just spent probably 12 minutes so far, and it seems like a waste here, my focus. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that clearly. I'm sorry about the focus, guys. I'm disappointed myself because I just took all this effort to make this. Anyway, there is a pin here, okay, and that holds that float in there, and you might need something really small, like a toothpick or something, just to push that thing. It slides out really easy. There's nothing to it, and there you go. Voila. We're going to, oh shit, that sucker's stuck in there good. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on, guys, bear with me a second. Shit. Oh my god, that needle can't be stuck in there that bad, is it? My god. Oh. I've got to try and be very careful. Normally these things, I mean, this carburetor's bad, normally you can just pull that pin and that sucker will just come right out with that float needle that's in there too, that thing I need to grab. So anyway, I'm going to pause again and wrestle this stupid thing off. See you in a bit. Okay guys, here it is. I got that stupid float out there. It was gummed in there pretty good. Again, if you don't stabilize the fuel, it will turn into jello, and a thick gluey jello. So I got it out. I'm sorry about the focus. Damn it, you can't really see that float needle. It's still attached to the float, and that's all gummed right up and down there. Down that passage there, I'm going to have to clean all that out. Ideally, what you want to do is CleanFlow makes an excellent carburetor cleaner. Comes in like a 4-liter can. It's kind of pricey, probably, I don't know what it would be. I bought it years ago. It was like $50-$60. And you just take all your carburetor parts apart, and you throw them into this chemical bath, and you have to use gloves. It will eat your skin, not right away, but if you leave it in there, it will eat your skin, believe me. But if you leave the metal parts soaked in there, don't put plastic stuff in, metal parts of the carburetor in there, leave that for 24 hours, you'll pull them out, blow it all off with compressed air, and carburetor will look just like it came out of the factory, bone clean, how it should be. And we're just going to try to achieve that here with the best way we can with what I got to work with. So anyway, I'm going to pause again and start doing a little more in-depth cleaning on this carburetor. See you in a bit. Okay guys, I'm back. I've got this thing cleaned up as best I can there with what I've got, and I'll guarantee you this sucker will run. not a problem. I mean, this little guy here, that's a little thing that screws up on the bottom of the carburetor bowl. There's it's a little electronic device that meters the gas. That's kind of new. You won't see that on some of the older equipment. But anyway, that's all loose and free. You can see that thing that moves up and down. I've cleaned all the gum out of there. Everything was all seized up in this carburetor. There is the float pin, and that fits down in here. And remember, that hooks up to that plastic float. That has to move freely up and down with no restriction at all. And everything's all cleaned out. There's a little rubber seat on the bottom of that. Those are removable. So if you blow compressed air in this side, be careful, because whoops, that little rubber seal will pop out there, and then you'll be screwed. The gasoline will just flood through the carburetor, and it won't shut it off. So anyway, everything's looking good. I'm going to reassemble this carburetor, and hopefully I'll show you a running machine after we've just charged up a battery. We're going to have to boost the utility battery because we don't have a new tractor battery per se, but it will start with a boost. So basically that's it, guys. I'll see if I can pause this, and I'll flick it back on play when I'm ready to start this machine, which should be very soon, I'm hoping. Anyway, bye for now. I'll be back in a few when I get this carburetor put back together and back on.